I haven't streamed in a while, so I'm going to start talking immediately once this timer, goes up. I want to figure out when it actually starts. When I like push my streaming thing from OBS, or when that timer starts. I still don't get it. So the VODs are like normal, I guess, and not just me waiting for a good minute until doing anything. So, what I want to do today is have a quick stream. Yes, Ranger. It's something that Archer, if he appears on the stream, basically he recommended that to me. And Ranger is basically a way for you to more effectively go through directories. And hello, I indeed rested. I played Enter the Gungeon and now I'm pumped to do a quick stream before I go to sleep. So, I actually saved this somewhere. Oh, here it is. So, as a lot of things are, for better or worse, it's written in Python. And also I don't understand why the fuck like it has this huge space fixed. Okay, so let's read about it. Ranger is a console file manager with VI key bindings. So what I imagine is the case is you have to use J and K to go to the thing that you want, and then L to expand it, and so on and so on until you reach the file that you want. I mean, yeah, I practically never play games, so that's like, yeah. And I think often active rest is more effective than just chilled out. Yeah, yeah, that's, I have the same opinion. Like, come on, stop writing stuff in Python. Pick a better language. But I'm probably just talking crazy here. What I want this app, I guess, terminal app, to be able to do is for me to fuzzy search through these things, basically, rather than specifically having to use J and K to get to the thing, which can potentially take a long ass while, in which case my current method is just going to be faster. But maybe adding it to, like this method, will still be a good idea. So, nice, hold up, provides a minimalistic and nice curses, what? Interface with a view on the directory hierarchy. It ships with rifle. I love the names of programs for Unix, by the way. So here we have Ranger that uses a rifle. It's just a file launcher that is good at automatically finding out which program to use for that file type. Which is going to be mostly useless for me since I use WSL, and I doubt it's good enough to understand that it needs to use a Windows program to open a file. So once we install it, if I understand correctly, Curses is a TOI library. Ah, I see. It's funny that they completely do not elaborate on it. Like, oh, a nice Curses interface, and that's it. Like, everyone is just supposed to know it. Because out of context, like, what do you mean? Nice Curses interface. I don't want to be cursed. So once we install Ranger, I imagine this folder will be created itself. Or copy the default config to here with that. I'm not gonna bother, I think. If you already create a directory, I might as well use it, right? The examples directory. Okay. So, and how do we install it? Using our package manager, which is great. So let's install like a billion versions below of what it actually is right now, because I don't use Arch, unfortunately. So sudo apt update. I should have actually changed the commands. Yeah, to make sure we get the latest version. Sudo apt upgrade, sudo apt install ranger, and basically wait for it. Yep. Water is so good. Right, Misha, you just joined. I had such a nice run in Enter the Gungeon. It's one of my favorite games, and I have over 300 hours in it. And I play games really rarely, to the point where I recently lost another Steam account. I lost 3 Steam accounts in my life. I'm currently on my 4th one. But I'm actually fine with that. Like, I'm not mad. You know why? Because I have OCD. I don't have it like properly diagnosed, but it's mega similar to the stuff I read about it online, and it's just very useful for me to give a name to my enemy, you know? So thanks to OCD, now I have a clean account, and that feels like great. At this point, I'm convinced I know nothing about you. Well, to be fair, games is not a big part of my life, so I guess, don't talk about them. I went to play Enter the Gungeon a few years ago, but I kind of just didn't get around to it. I mega recommend it. Well, hold up. Maybe I'm stretching a bit, but seeing by what kind of anime you like, you probably don't like difficult games, because Enter the Gungeon is like a challenging game, but it's completely fair. I've been playing it a lot, and anytime something happens, it is indeed fair, and you don't feel like the game fucked you over, which is a really nice quality of a game, you know? If you can, like, be sure that, yep, that's a skill issue on my part, it's so much easier to accept, and then that challenging gameplay is very nice. So I don't know if you like that type of gameplay, but that's my favorite type. Yeah, exactly. The run I had no fucking good guns, no ammo, and I'm just stuck using random bullshit. But obviously I won still. If you goofed, it's your fault. Yeah, I love it about that game. It's... Wait, okay, Isaac, I get it. It's a cute game after all. Getting over it, I would never guess. Like, if you said to me, like, guess what game Misha is playing, and you win $1 million, I would still have $0. Like, what? That's crazy. I would not expect you to play that game. That's wow. Yeah, so Isaac, while also kinda applies that, yeah, it's mostly your fault, there are a lot of unfair moments in that game. When Enter the Gungeon, no, not at all. Isaac is like the most unfair bullet hell. Is that true? I think Risk of Rain is much, 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 much worse. In Isaac, basically, in Enter the Gungeon, it's all about skill. Even with your default starter gun, you can complete the game and win it. But in Binding of Isaac, that's obviously not true. Like, well, technically it may be true, but practically impossible to win you with your default tiers. But it's still a skill issue because you were supposed to use your knowledge about the game and like different min-maxing techniques and so on to get the best loadout. Meaning I still think that Isaac is an always win game if you're good enough. Fake ass momentum bullet hell. I actually love it a lot. I love the technique of you essentially pushing bullets, where if you run in the same direction of where you're shooting, you get more range. I love that technique. Garbage hitboxes. Okay, is that true? I don't think so. The hitboxes in that game are actually very good. Also, I play Osu, which is literally exactly 0 luck and 100% skill. Yeah, that's true. True. And also wicked difficult at times. But yeah, like, I've heard. I am never touching that game. I'll get sucked into it and never leave, and fuck that. To be a bullet hell, it kind of has to be 2D. I don't know if Risk of Rain counts. I mean this first one, not the second one. The first one, which I played, by the way. Maybe I missed something, but it feels to me like that game is just fully like luck oriented. If you don't get the correct items, you just do not have enough firepower to survive. Super Hot is the OG 3D bullet hell. Fuck, I love that game. I remember when I figured out that turns out my computer handled that game and I actually played it, pretty sure I completed it too, and it's so satisfying. It's such a good game. Like, I love it. I made a mod to display hitboxes, and the hitbox of tears and brimstone beams are actually in the shadow. Oh, I figured it out like way back in the day. So I've been playing The Binding of Isaac since 6th grade, and I have a tattoo, by the way, with Isaac. So, like, I'm comfortable calling myself a veteran of the game, and figuring out that is the shadow that hits. I figured it out, I think, when I got a lot of range, or rather, being more specific, tier height up, where I couldn't see my tiers anymore, but I could shadows, and the tier and the shadow were on like different places, and I noticed that it's the shadow that hits, and then I realized, and not even consistent. I disagree. I haven't ever noticed it being inconsistent, and the player hitbox is even worse. Okay, I think you're just skill issuing here. Like, I doubt it. Let's man Ranger to see how the fuck you even like use it. Okay, so resources. This goes for enemy tiers as well. You mean the shadows? Yeah, obviously. I would be surprised if they, for some reason, separated the two things. Just kinda unnecessary. Inside Ranger, you can press for a list of key bindings, commands, and settings. Good to know. The file README contains install instructions. True. Hacking don't care. Doc configs contains configuration files. They are usually installed there and can be obtained. Directory examples contains reference implementations for Ranger plugins. Sample configuration files and some programs for integrating Ranger with other software. Okay. The man page of of Rifle 1. By inconsistent, I mean the tier hitbox doesn't scale with the size of the tier correctly. Yeah, that's true. But like, that's fine. Fuck, I remember back in Rebirth when you only had the escape menu to show you your stats. Like, yeah, that there was a point where that was the case. You only had that way to figure out how strong you are. And you used to look at your tier size to figure out how strong they are. That was so long ago. It is blasphemy to say skill issue to me. I live on bullet hells and play Toho. I think what you're doing is you're applying, I guess, the rules and fairness of other bullet hells to Isaac. And Isaac just kind of lives with a bit different rules, you know? Each path will be opened in a tab. Each path. Sometimes it's just kind of hard to read because my brain just removes itself, I guess. Each path will be opened in a tab, and if the path is a file, it will be selected. Omitting this is equivalent to providing the current directory. That's actually good to know. Pretty useful. Exit. Don't care about debug. Clean mode. Ranger will not access or create any configuration files, nor will it leave any traces on your system. Change the configuration directory of Ranger from or to dir. Yeah, I get that, but Isaac markets itself as a bullet hell. Does it? I know. I think that's kind of far from what it actually is. The bullet hell elements are not that big in Isaac. Well, maybe I'm underestimating. I haven't played Isaac in a long time. Just kind of got bored of it again. Conf directory. So it deserves bullet hell criticism. I don't know. I don't feel like it. I have no other points left. I just don't feel like that's the case. I don't know. I don't want to do that because, well, it already created a directory that I may not want. Why bother moving it? I wouldn't call Isaac a bullet hell game. Yeah, same. Isaac is literally tagged as bullet hell. At least the Repentance DLC. Well, in my passport it says M, yet I'm a woman. I don't think like we should just trust tags at face value. At the end of the day, it's up to us to decide what it actually is. Data directory. Wait, What fucking data? Probably some miscellaneous stuff that doesn't really matter. Copy config. Can you like give me something useful here? Choose file allows you to pick a file with Ranger, and this changes the behavior so that when you open a file, Ranger will exit and write the absolute path of that file into target file. Allows you to pick with a Ranger. Yes, this changes the behavior so that when you open a file, but why into target file? Can I like just into std out? I guess I can. I very much can. It's just a strange way to do it. Allows you to pick multiple files with Ranger. This changes the behavior so that when you open a file, Ranger will exit and into target file, adding one new line after each file name. Isaac is literally tagged as bullet hell. Yeah. I'm very passionate about this, as you can tell. Yeah, I can. It's pretty fucking cool that two of my friends also like Isaac fans. It's so cool. Like, I found this game really early, and loved it ever since. Yeah, fuck yeah. Hi, Archer. We're fucking around with Ranger. So I'm currently reading the man page to see what useful things there might be. And so choose file and choose files is pretty useful. However, it's made in a bit of a strange way. Like, why target file? Like, I do understand, oh, you're supposed to use a file descriptor. Of course, but why not like, oh, print to STT out, you know? Like FZF does. I'm an Isaac hater. Look at my Steam hours. You're such a default Isaac player. Oh my god. Okay, choose files. Choose directory. Huh. Interesting. I imagine, so allows you to pick a file with Ranger, meaning you can also pick directories because they have files naturally, right? But then choose directory, I imagine, limits to only directories, which is amazing actually. I'm pretty sure Ranger prints this out by default. Ah, really? I thought that Ranger by default, when you call it, you go to some file or directory, and when you like press enter, it tries to open the file with whatever program it decides to, which I get is going to be useful for a Linux user, but I use WSL, so that part of the functionality is going to be useless. My friend keeps roping me into playing Isaac. It's a very addictive game, to be fair. Until you get bored of it, I guess. Like what happened to me. So yeah, about choose directory, I have this implemented in my thing that I'm currently using, and let me show it off. I can kd into lib, and then boom. Basically, there were files, I think, that you would have seen, but you didn't see them because I restricted the search to only directories. Yeah. Wait. Huh? Why did it close? For fuck's sake. Ranger? Didn't I open a separate terminal? Pretty sure I did. Okay. So basically, choose directory I have. It's cool that Ranger has it as well. Select file, open Ranger with target file selected. But it's legacy, superseded. Okay. Show only directories. Oh. Wait, what about choose directory then? Oh, so you can have the default. I see. Display only the directories, may be used in conjunction. Okay. List unused keys. List common keys which are not bound to any action in the browser. Wait, what? List common keys which are not bound to any action in the browser context. This list is not complete. You can bind any key that is supported by curses. Use the key code returned by getch. Ah, yes, of course. I love it when programs expose a small part of how they're implemented and just kind of throw it there. Like, oh, figure this shit out for yourself. It's kind of annoying. But I guess it's better than not having it. Have a nice dinner or lunch or brunch or breakfast. Depends, I guess. Let's tag files. What the fuck is a tag? The default tag is asterisk, which I guess means file. Profile. Print statistics, literally do not care. Command, execute the command after the configuration has been read. That's cool. Use this option multiple times to run multiple commands. That's pretty cool. But couldn't you like put the commands in the configuration? Concept. Ooh, okay. Concepts. I have never seen this kind of section in a different application. Tags are single characters which are displayed left of a file name. You can use tags however you want. This phrase really scares me because usually it means we have no fucking clue how to use this feature that we implemented, so I guess decide for yourself. But I hope that's not the case. Press T to toggle tags and UT to remove any tags of the selection. The default tag is an asterisk. You can use any tag by typing tag name. Okay, hold up. But how do you use them? Here's how you enable tags. And here's how you use them. What do you mean by use? When I use a tag, what happens? Isn't this like a simple thing to explain? I guess people usually run the command right after installing it, but here I am reading the man page previews. By default, only text files are previewed, but you can enable external preview scripts by setting the option use preview script and preview files to true. The default script is this. It contains more documentation and calls to many external programs to generate previews. They are automatically used when available, but completely optional. For general usage, file for determining file types, chart det for improved. Oh, it's explaining what it's using. I see. I do not care. Use everything that you need. Install these programs, just the ones you need. And scope will automatically use them. I'll come back to that once I actually care. Independently of the preview script, there is a feature to preview images by drawing them directly into the terminal, which Kitty, the terminal, supports by default, by the way. Can't use it because it's not supported on Windows. iTerm, yeah. As I said, it's kind of cool to just randomly have some knowledge like that. The selection is defined as all marked files if there are any, otherwise the current file. I see. Be aware of this when using the delete command. Hold up, what? That's crazy. You have normal, or rather command mode commands in Ranger. That's so cool, which deletes all files in the selection. It's actually mega useful. You can mark files by pressing space, good one, V, etc. What do you mean, etc.? You really couldn't list all of them? Are there that many? In which case, please tell me where to see all of them. This man page, goddamn. A yellow mark symbol at the bottom right indicates that there are marked files in this directory. Macros can be used in commands to abbreviate things. That's cool. Okay, the highlighted file. So kind of like ranges in Vim. The path of the current directory. The selected files in the current directory. All tagged files. Once again, we still have yet to understand what the fuck a tag is and what you use it for, but we'll get to it, I guess. The full paths to the currently copied or cut file. The full path of selected files. Not gonna remember them, but now I know that there is something along the lines of those. Uppercase variants, which refer to the next tab. Is the only macro which ranges out of the current directory. So you may abuse the copying function, like diffing to files which are in different directories. Fuck, abusing Linux programs. Yank the file A, type YY. Don't quite understand why not just a singular Y, unless it supports like YJ or Y2J, in which case, holy shit. Move to the file B, then add diff C F. C is copied, right? Yes, and F the highlighted. Oh, that's pretty cool. It has a higher skill ceiling than I thought it would have, which is a very good thing, because that just means that the more you learn it, the better you are at it, and the more value, I guess, you can extract from this program. Macros for file paths are generally shell escaped, so they can be used in the shell command. When mapping keys, you can use the placeholder any. The key entered in that position can be used through the any and any path macros. Basically it's saying you can map your own keys to do some actions. God damn, I'm gonna have another init.lua. When using multiple any placeholders, you can index the macros. The macro any will be replaced with the key pressed in the position of the any placeholder. I guess I'll get to understanding fully what that means eventually. The macro any path will be replaced with the path of the bookmark mapped to the key pressed in the position of the any placeholder. The way it explains things in the man page, it gives all the information except any of the context. For example, this macro can be used to echo the key that was pressed after C. I fucking wish so much that NeoVim would have this shit. Just some tag that takes a key, or better yet, a motion, and then uses that motion, or rather selects up to it and does an operator on it. That would be so good. But yet, that's not a thing. I gotta go have fun and try to go to bed on time. In a lot of quotes. Okay, thank you. I will try to. Maybe. So mapping is pretty easy. I imagine you just can use, either you can use shell commands, which, oh my god, or commands that you would have in Vim. Both of that is pretty good. For the current directory, there are bookmarks. That's actually so useful. I was thinking of that. And the key for the bookmark is the first applied argument. In this case, the key pressed after M. So, like MD, we set that bookmark, and then any path macro can be used to echo the path of the bookmark that is set to the key pressed after C. C is a strange one to map to it. I would use backtick, but C is okay. Like C and then once again D, and we wow, a practical example of the use of any path is the pasting of copied files to a bookmark directory. That's cool. I don't like though that it creates its own fucking syntax. Yeah. I would rather it, well, What would be the good solution, I guess, here? There's none, really. Alias showed commands shell less. Damn. Conf directory. The macro space expands to a space character. Would you look at that? You can use it to add spaces to the end of the command when needed, while preventing editors to strip spaces off the end of the line automatically. Huh. To write a literal %, you need to escape it. I see. Note that macros are expanded twice when using chain. What do you mean? For example, to insert a space character in a chained command, you would write that. Huh? Why would that be the case? That's so strange. Type key to bookmark the current directory. You can re-enter this directory by typing so it does work like that. I see. Key can be any letter or digit. Unlike Vim, both lowercase and uppercase are persistent. Mwah. I love it. Meaning that we have two sets of bookmarks. We do as well in usual Vim, but they mean different things. Each time you jump to a bookmark, the special bookmark at key will be set to the last directory. Oh my god, it's just like Vim. Bookmarks are selectable when tabbing in the cd command. The bookmarks this and that are the same. Makes sense. Rifle is the file opener of Ranger. Can be used as a standalone program or a Python module. It's configured in rifle.conf through a list of conditions and commands. For each line, the conditions are checked, and if they are met, the respective command is taken into consideration. By default, simply the first matching rule is used. Fair enough. In Ranger, it can list and choose rules by typing R, or simply by typing rule number enter. If you use Rifle standalone, you can list all the rules with the -L option and pick a rule with -P number. The rules, along with further documentation, are there. Flags give you a way to modify the behavior of the spawned process. They're used in the commands open with, key R, and shell. I see. Fork the process. Please use the flag instead of calling the zone or no hop to avoid killing the background command when pressing Ctrl+C in Ranger. Run the current file only instead of the selection. Cool. Run application with root privilege. Run application in a new terminal window. You can do that? Hold up, is Ranger a terminal application, or does it spawn like a separate process, which is God knows where? There are some additional flags, only for the shell command. Redirect output to the pager, that's cool. Silent mode, also useful. Wait for an enter press when the process is done. Yeah, possibly useful. By default, all the flags are off unless otherwise specified there or there. You can specify as many flags as you want. An uppercase flag negates the effect. Cool, I guess. Huh. The terminal program name for the T flag is taken from the environment variable term command. Hmm. Open file C. Open with C. We'll open the file that you currently point at, even if you have selected other files. We'll run df and wait for you to press enter before switching back to Ranger. Fuck plugins so far. Like, don't need them, I don't think. Key bindings are defined in the file of here. Check this file for a list of all key bindings. You can copy it to your local configuration directory. So those are the default options. And then you can have your own. I see. Many key bindings take an additional numeric argument. No way, so that shit works! That's great. Type 5J. Fuck yeah. 2L to open a file in mode 2. What does that mean? 10 space to mark 10 file. Wow. Really weird decision of having capital J and capital K to be what is essentially control D and control U, but have H and L move back and forward in history. Kind of just surprising, you know, like very surprising, but that's fine. And also it's cool that it's half a page down and up. It's very nice. H and L, so move back and forward in history. Top, bottom, move up and down in the parent directory. Oh, that's nice. Holy shit. Reload everything. Control Shift R because it's like capital. No, I imagine lowercase. Toggle freeze file setting. When active, will not be loaded, improving performance when all the files you need are already loaded. That's cool. Is that a capital F? Yeah, seems so. That's cool. That's useful. Toggled with Z capital I. Interesting. And disabling Z capital P. Redraw the screen, so the usual. Inspect the current file in a bigger window. Huh. Edit the current file in Visual, otherwise Editor, otherwise Vim. It's new to me that Visual is first and then Editor. Strange. Open a shell in the current directory. Oh. Fuck. Fucking around with Ranger is gonna be quite different. Huh. Opens this man page. Open the log window, we can review messages that pop up at the bottom. Opens the task window, we can view and modify background processes that are currently run in Ranger. Stop the currently running background process that Ranger has started, like copying files, loading directories, or file previews. So this is supposed to be octal closing triangle bracket and then an equal sign, but I have, what are they called, ligatures on, which is why it looks a bit weird. So octal and then the equal sign, who is who, and what is what. Change the permissions of the selection. Wow. Is equivalent to chmod. Ah, I see what that means. I guess A for all plus R and S is selection, right? It was somewhere there, like a long time ago. Selected files, yes. See, I remembered. Where were we? Yank the selection. Well, it's okay. It's alright. I was gonna... Oh, but why not just Y? Whatever, it's alright. Like pressing Ctrl C in a modern GUI programs. You can also type yeah to add files to the copy buffer. That's so useful. That shit is not there in Vim. Sure, you can append things to a specific buffer, but not the default buffer, which is very annoying. YR to remove files again, and or YT for toggling. Cut the selection, like pressing Ctrl X. Da, DR, and DT. I see. PP. Paste the files which were previously uncopied or cut. Conflicts will be renamed by appending, and I would rather them be forced onto the previous files, and the counter if necessary, resulting in file after the extension. That's strange. If you prefer, obviously, paste extension command. I guess it's easier to implement, but it's not that more difficult where it's not the default. It's very strange. Paste the copied or cut files, override. Oh, here they are. Here they are. That's exactly what I'm looking for. Okay, good then. Yeah, PP and poo. But Q's the operations that it will be executed after any other operations. Huh. Cool. Basically background. Create symlinks. Oh my god, to the copied files. Huh. To where, though? PHL. Create hard links to the copied files. Once again, to where? PHT. Duplicate the subdirectory tree. What? Of the copied directory, then create hard links for each contained file into the new directory tree. There's going to be some time until I figure out how to use that. Capital X, create a bookmark with the name X, and go there. Find the next file. By default, this gets you to the newest file in the directory. Newest is interesting. So we can indeed search, which is great. Find the previous file. Oh wow, change the sort method. There's a lot to learn here. Change settings. See the settings section for a list of settings and their hotkey. Universal undo key. Depending on the key that you press after U, it either restores closed tabs, removes tags, clears that, starts the reversed visual mode. Oh, that's cool. Or clears the selection. Wow. Quickly navigate by entering a part of the file name. Nice. Mark a file. Toggle the mark status of all files. Starts the visual mode, which selects all files between the starting point and the cursor until you press escape. To unselect files in the same way, use U_V. Search for files in the current directory. Open the console. Open the console with the content shell, so you can quickly run commands. I see. Open the console with the content shell. this, placing the cursor before the so you can quickly run commands with the current selection as the argument. That's so nice. Open the console with the content open with, so you can decide which program to use to open the current file selection. You can so you can type in what program to use. Okay, this is big then. This is huge. This is humongous even. Oh my god, Among Us. Open the console with the content city. I mean, alright. Not much time we're saving here, but that's fine. Open the console with the most recent command. Interesting. Open a tab. You're using Alt now. Holy shit, come on. N has to be a number from 0 to 9. If the tab doesn't exist yet, it will be created. Where is the tab though? Shift the tab left, respectively right. So when you go to the left, it's not with respect. Got it. Create a new tab. What tabs are you even talking about? GT and G capital T? Yep. Close the current tab. The last tab cannot be closed this way. The type filter directory, file symlink, a new MIME type, a new file name, a new bash or hash filter, a new unique filter. What does it mean by filter in this case? Oh, duplicate filter as well. Combine the two topmost filters from the filter stack in the OR relationship instead of the AND used implicitly. Wow. Explicitly combine the two topmost filters in the AND relationship. Usually not needed because filters are implicitly in this relationship, though might be useful in more complicated scenarios. Negate the topmost filter. Rotate the filter stack. Okay, what are you doing? This is such a Vim user's program. Rotate the filter stack? Are you really going to spend that much brain energy thinking of your fucking filter stack? God damn. And the scariest part, yeah, I'm going to, most likely. Wow. Where n is provided as a numeric prefix like Vim's count, I see. Topmost element to the bottom of the stack. Clear the filter stack. Decompose the topmost filter combinator. Pop the topmost filter from the filter stack. I got it. Show the current filter. Yeah, I was thinking of that. So you can check those filters and then you can rotate them with .r. I see. Usable, mega usable. Read line like bindings in the console. BNF. Left and right. Up and down. Control A, Control E. Move to the start or to the end. Alt B and Alt left. Move backwards by words. God damn. Delete the current character and backspace. Mouse buttons? Click on something and you'll move there. To run a file, enter it like a directory by clicking on the preview. I see. Right mouse button, enter a directory or run a file. Scroll wheel scrolls up or down. Obviously, you can point at the... Well, not obviously. Some programs don't support it, like less, for example, or men. If I try to scroll here, nothing happens. Scrolls up or down, you can point at the column of the parent directory while scrolling to switch directories. Cool. The section lists all built-in settings of Ranger. The valid types for the value are in brackets. The hotkey to toggle the setting is in brackets if a hotkey exists. Is that a typo? Is that supposed to be there? Okay, I'll get to the settings once I actually understand what I want to change to some extent. Let's go to the next section, if there is one. There's no like percentage. Commands. God damn. Okay, we left at commands, I guess. Let's try it. I'm so scared at this point because there's so much. Interesting. Huh. I can run. It's awfully slow. Rather, it's no longer like replying to me. Really? It broke? It broke. Ain't no way. That's crazy. Okay. So I can do something like 6 down, which is really cool. So F ra s t li. That's great. That is so great. Oh my god. What happens if I like, I don't know, escape? Control C. No, it doesn't. Print to std out. And if it did, it would still be way too slow to boot up. So I guess that's not how you're supposed to use this. Hold up. It automatically ignores dot files. Yeah. It's kind of confusing to understand where the fuck I am. Pick. Fuck, that's really fast and cool. Wow. Empty, huh? What happens if I R? It once again hangs. Of course. Naturally, okay. So let's go to pictures, this, and now it understands that I meant a colon. That's great because I pressed semicolon instead. And like open with what now? What now? Explorer.exe. Is this like gonna work at all? I doubt it. It seems to have hanged. Yeah. So that I pretty much, yeah, can't use at all. But this is fucking cool. Yes, I really do have a directory called fucking passwords. Thank God I don't have like preview enabled. Well, hold up. Okay, R hanged it again. I just kind of wish it wouldn't hang, you know? It's not much to JavaScript source Unicode text. Are you sure? Okay. Oh, it hangs again. Jesus Christ. Very annoying. Let's say here. How do you open a shell in the directory? Like, not run a command inside of here, but specifically open a shell. Capital S. That's cool. So I guess the way you use it is Ranger, wait a billion years for it to load up, and then say I want to go to my brain is like, oh, Rust. I pressed F. Really? It hangs again. Oh my god. Okay, Ranger. We go to CS. I love that once there are no other matches, it automatically goes there. It's so big. And here we are. Wait, hold up. Huh? Why did it open in the like upper directory? That's so strange. Right? Like, that's strange. Okay. And now I guess I exit. There's probably some way to like go back more efficiently. Then this, like, I'm mega sure. Overall, like, very good program, but it's slower than my current solution, you know? Like, if we exit it, let's say I want to go to lib. Okay, that's a straw man of an example, but I'll still show it. But keep in mind, this is a bit of a straw man. Yeah, so I want to go to my lib directory that has my HK stuff. For me right now, it's kd lib. Here we are. It's like very fine. How do we do that in Ranger? Here now, users documents auto hotkey lib and that, and now we open the shell. I want to point out this is a straw man of an argument because in my thing I already have it bookmarked pretty much, and I could bookmark things in Ranger as well, pretty sure permanently. Which is really cool. So let's not strawman this and go to programming. Oh, no fuzzy searching. Which is fine, like it's mega fine since it immediately goes there. But is it though? I guess you just start typing at the place. Hold up, let's actually check that, if that's the case. We go here, and FMM. Yeah. You just start typing at the place that will differ. That's mega fine. We go to Rest. Learning guessing game. It's like cool, very, very cool program. It's just that just kind of easier for me, or not easier. I like how the program operates. It has a lot of very smart and good key bindings, but for me it's just KD Rust because I have it bookmarked, and let's be clear, I could have bookmarked it there as well. Learning guessing game, boop. I think part of the reason is the fact that, first of all, that's a lot of time to take to load up. And usually what I want to do is to go between directories like really often. And for that, it's very important that the thing that I use to go between directories is fast. And my thing is faster, like considerably faster. But that's fine. Let's imagine that that doesn't really matter, because what you are maybe supposed to do is open shell sessions. So here I do my things in programming, then I'm done, I exit it, and go to, I don't know, pictures, tree, and open a new shell session. I guess that's how you're kind of supposed to be using Ranger, by having one base shell session and then going from things. I see, yeah, that makes sense. I'm currently annoyed that, fuck, why don't you like appear in some default place? But that's the thing, it has bookmarks, so you could easily bookmark some directory, and let's actually try that. So the selected thing, I think, is programming. Okay, let's MP, let's go to P. Okay, so I was correct. The selected one is this one, not this one. Very confusingly, by the way. But it's fine. And we can YP. I guess we're already there. So yeah, by using bookmarks, we can achieve that, like functionality. Pick, and then tree. That goes to I. Okay, users, Axel Fubler, documents, hotkey boop, and this goes to L. Okay, now I want to go to P, I, L, and now it's much faster. Like, this is much faster for sure. And I just open a shell session here, work on my things. All right, I'm done. Go back. I need to go here. Let's start a new shell session in .files. Okay, I see what kind of workflow you're supposed to have with Ranger. So you have one main shell session where you start Ranger, you go to the directory where you now want to do your things. Oh, you know what's cool about this? Anytime you make some changes in your config.fish, for example, and you need to reload your fish instance, what you do is just X capital S. And this is better than using fish-c something. Hold up, let me look what it actually is for me. Thank you. Yes, instead of using exec fish to reinstate your fish instance, you just do X capital S. And this is not better because it's less key presses, because after all it's kind of slower. Okay, so here we have exec fish, which you can get even faster if you're a good typist. And here we have X, okay, forgot the enter, X capital, not capital, enter, and then capital S. Let's try this again. Fuck. Okay, yeah, it's faster, but it's not the point that I'm making. The exec fish thing, actually, the more you do it, the slower your tab overall will be, for whatever fucking reason, which is why I don't use it that often. I only use it if I really have to. With Ranger, you no longer have that issue. But this is cool. This is very cool. Oh, we can use capital F to freeze, and now it like won't even try getting things. See, like it's not loading anything because I didn't ask it to. Okay, unfreeze. That's cool. That's really cool. So the load time, like the boot up time of Ranger, doesn't really make sense. Okay, it makes sense. It doesn't matter, is what I mean, because you're only supposed to run it once. And for a run it once kind of thing, it's very fine. It's so fine. Let's just check. By the way, I still like my solution. I still think it's like nice and good, but definitely not even close to as advanced as Ranger is. But okay. Let's check out once again how long it takes. Well, first of all, typing Ranger. It's fine. Like, oh yeah, it's fine. Mega fine. If you usually just have one tab. Recently, ever since I stopped using the tight shell prompt and the what else am I thinking of? The Starship prompt, I just started using the default way in Fish to make a shell prompt. Now creating a new one is very fast, as you can see. Like that's like almost as fast as it gets. So I create a new shell. Usually I don't often return to the same one after a lot of time, you know, by having it all in a single tab. So once again, the thing that I usually do is open a new thing, then go somewhere, and then start working on it. What I would have to instead do if I wanted to use Ranger, is this, which is like, if you're being real, this is mega fine. That's like so okay. And especially if you want it to, like, if you only want to go to a single directory that you already have ready, like I do with my tool, then yeah, it's going to be faster. But what if you want to go some, like, I don't know, what do we have? An app? Do we have any subfolders? Yeah, an SCR. Now, going up to app is going to be slower. Oh, it does have preview. That's interesting. Yeah, it's going to be slower to get here in my tool than it is in Ranger. And I would just open it here. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, I'm done. Fuck, this is actually great. And now we're in lib. Okay, I see it. I mega see it, actually. I mega see myself actually using Ranger. Fuck. Okay, yeah. So, as you might have noticed, the way I approach new programs, which are pretty clearly very good, is obviously I'm scared of change. Like, oh my god, like I already have this tool. There's so much more new things about this one. I'm scared of switching to it. Which is why I try to argue against every possible point of failure, which is exactly what I did. I went through things that, will this actually work for me? And went through a bunch of different points at which it might have not been my thing. There are some things that if I wasn't able to do in Ranger, maybe I wouldn't use it. But what I now recognize is that it's so good that, yeah, I'm going to be using it. I'm going to be slowly implementing it and understanding how to use it correctly to the best of my ability. Because it's very good. I do still think that, like, my tool is cool. I like it. I enjoy using it. In some cases, it's going to be faster. But once you load up Ranger, then, like, you're done. Now going through directories will be mega fast. And that's just so cool. Can I, like... Oh, the squiggly. Oh my, that's so much better. Yeah, this lets me focus on the things that I'm actually, yeah. I like this more. Oh, and it opens it in visual, right. Very cool thing. Yeah. I don't like that it doesn't show all the files. There's probably some things for that. Oh, wait. Oh, hold up. I forgot that it opens the shell in the parent directory. Maybe I'm just stupid and there's a way to open it in what I'm pointing at, you know? Yeah, view mode is cool. Console shell. shell. Yeah, shell. What about it? Shell. But basically, we're just pointing at this, but we mean this currently. That's so fucking weird. That is so weird. Ew, actually. That's so weird. And now that we're here, we can start this, so we can look at everything. Yeah, I wanted to actually show all the files, and there's probably, once again, very much a way to do it, because right now, what if I want to go further? I don't have a way of doing that. So I'm like bound to have to use my tool, which does let you go further. It's not really a critique of the tool, because it's probably the default that you can very easily change, which is what I'm going to do later. But you know what's cool about this? Now I can just boop and go here. Very easy. A very similar amount of time that it would take me to do that. What kinda sucks is that CD dash doesn't work because we just started the shell session. That kinda sucks, not gonna lie. But it's fine when your directory moving is so fast, then CD dash is just not as needed. It's more fine. But there are a lot of useful things about it. All of them are things that I'm going to slightly, no, not slightly, eventually adopt. Right, what I wanted to show you is how fast it would be to get to programming using my tool. And it's just KD enter. It's almost slower actually. Okay, speedrun. You know, they're very similar speeds, which is why it's very hard to compare, really. Which is a good sign. Damn, this is cool. Yeah, I'm going to be using Ranger. This is very good. Hold up. Can I, like, execute it? No, I don't think so. It automatically searched for wine. That's so cool. Can I, like, open the browser? Wine once again doesn't exist. That's okay. Fuck, okay. In that case, what else can I fucking run? Oh, it's now marked. That's cool. And this is also so nice. How do I... Oh, U capital V. U capital V. I see. That's pretty... Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, so enter. That's pretty cool that, like, I can just see the thing. Or not. Depends on what I want. What if I run it? Right, in the editor. This is great. I love that. I love that very much. Yeah. This is great. Okay. I might continue on on the next stream to checking this out even more and learning more about it, trying things out, so on. Or maybe off stream, not sure honestly. It depends. Yeah, this is a very good tool that I'm gladly surprised that I ended up liking. So goodbye. Goodbye.